Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Screened Pups podcast thing. I'm not Aaron, I'm someone else. Because we've had a bit of technical difficulties this week, because technically Aaron's at Comic-Con, the lucky bastard, so this is Jackson, a regular guest stroke member now. I don't know how we're doing this, but I took over the hosting duty this week, so I've edited this together, and we have been trying something different this week, the way I recorded it, so things might not be as clear, but it'll allow us to be way more regular with our recording, be able to record every single week on time, if we can, and get it out there far quicker, because there's no editing, it's more automatic, and hopefully it's actually quite clear. I've listened back to bits of it, and it doesn't sound too bad. I'm fine with that, and I hope you are too. We've got a few bits about what we've seen recently, and news and all that stuff, and the main topic is a small spoiler sport on Looper, which we reviewed a while ago, and you can find that on YouTube or wherever Aaron's putting all this feed now. So yeah, I hope you enjoy everything. It's hilarious, if I don't say so myself. That might be a lie, but whatever. Just listen to the podcast. I'm not going to go on for 5 minutes. I know Aaron does like to go on for 5 minutes. I like that about him. He can fill time. I cannot fill time. That's not what I'm good at. But we've got a podcast for you. It's time to go. Welcome to Screen Pubs. Let's do this. I'm never making that noise again in my life. I'm sorry. That was just pathetic. Hello, I'm not Aaron, because, as you can tell, don't sound anything like Aaron. Aaron,
you're British! What happened to you?
Yeah, well...
You killed Aaron, you bastard!
It's a complicated thing. I became British. What do you do? Anyway, I'm Jackson Tyler. You may know me from other episodes. This is Callum over there. Talk, Callum.
Treasure Planet!
That's hilarious. That's still funny. We're recording this before anyone's even responded to that joke, so maybe you were already annoyed by it. So yeah.
This is like time travel following, so.
And also, we happen to be here with, introduce yourself, esteemed guest.
Hello, I am the esteemed guest.
That's Kevin. I was more referring to the other esteemed guest. That
Oh, yeah, I can introduce our esteemed guest.
Please.
Say hello.
Hello, Screen Pubs. Hello, Screen Pubs.
So via archive, we have Aaron with us.
Bitch, get out of the house! That was an amazing scene, and we'll go in with
this is officially the best
you have to give us something.
Have you got Aaron saying that it's a really, really good movie or a really good film?
No, I didn't get that.
Oh,
I didn't want a monster like you inside me. Why me, motherfucker?
Okay.
We are going to constantly update the soundboard between episodes, right?
Yeah, no, Aaron has to be replaced permanently by a robot.
Just stop it next week when he comes up, see what happens.
It's like... So, what did you think of the presidential debates, Aaron?
Hello, Screen Pubs. Hello, Screen Pubs. This is very natural. Get out the house. This is so natural. You can't see any of the strings.
No, Aaron. What's your opinion on crackers and cheese?
But I didn't really get a flow going with it.
Okay, this is too good. So. Let's get on to the next most important segment type thing. What has everyone seen recently? How are you all doing? How's it going?
Good, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I've got a half-drunk can of Coke here because I'm living the life. What about you, Callum?
I'm doing better now.
Woo, this is good.
Yes, it is even my birthday next week as well, when I officially turn 18.
Don't.
Yay!
I'm against it. Don't turn 18.
I don't think that's possible.
Well, try to avoid it if you can, but deal with it when it comes. It's not.
Also, I am now totally putting up my features for my attended for Eurogamer Expo. I'm actually writing real previews that are being published on a site and everything. So everybody go to GameSparked and read it, because if you do, that makes me become more famous somehow. I don't know.
Give me a. I know it's not relevant, but fuck it. Aaron's not here, or is he?
Is he?
You have to give us something.
So what happened at the Eurogamer Expo? What did you see? But you have 2 minutes. Go.
I saw Hitman Absolution, which I'm prepared to eat a lot of humble pie on because that's actually turning out really, really good. I saw Grid 2, which is looking amazing.
Okay, next one.
I saw DMC Devil May Cry, of which I would like to say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. This is turning out looking amazing.
Well, yeah, you played Enslaved, right?
Yeah, I know, but there was tons of people there, insulting it. The thing, just very quickly, if I could address, the thing that most excites me about Devil May Cry is just how funny it is. I was playing the demo, and it was really funny, and I have no idea how, that somehow came. Anyways, I saw Fable the Journey, which was shit and doesn't really work properly.
Did you sit down?
Yeah, you had to sit down to play it.
Wait, you can't play it while standing up?
Yeah, but the demo stalls were made so you had to sit down,
Can you play it while you're kneeling?
Not sure about that. But yeah,
can you play it while doing a handstand?
Can you play it while
I can't do
you're nude?
handstands as is.
Will it get confused if you're nude?
Yeah, because you cast spells, so imagine if you just wave your magic wand, etc, etc.
Next game!
Yes, there we go. Forza Horizon, which is kind of like a cross between Juiced and Need for Speed for Run. I got to play. Yeah. Anybody remember Juiced?
Juiced reference.
Yes, I know. I'm pulling this out of my arse here. I've played a bit of Tomb Raider, of which I have no strong opinions on because the demo is literally about 5 minutes, and it's essentially walk this predetermined path, watch this cutscene, walk this predetermined path, watch this cutscene, kill a deer, watch this end cutscene, and that's it.
Okay.
So yeah, I have no opinion there. I also got to try Zone of the Enders HD collection, which just kind of proof that the game hasn't really aged a day, and it still looks pretty damn great. What else did I play? I played F1 Race Stars, which is pointless. And I also played Far Cry 3, but again, all this will be going up over on GameSparked when I'm on a continuous basis. So go over there, read it, and you'll make and you'll make me happy. You'll add hits to the site, and who knows, maybe I can ride this wave to doing this professionally or whatever.
Yeah. So video games, Aaron, what do you think?
Ghostbuster building.
The Ghostbuster building. That's good.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want a monster like you inside me.
Just anytime. Do you have the alarm still?
Yeah, but I have to switch over to a different one.
That's a shame.
Timey-wimey, motherfucker.
Is that Aaron's character? That's what he'll say before he kills you.
Yeah,
Next
exactly.
to a guy, it's like, timey-wimey, motherfucker. Pop. So, Kevin, what about you?
Wouldn't Luther have been improved so much more if Bruce Willis just said timey-wimey, motherfucker, before he started killing fools?
I'm pretty sure that was the point. I just took all these sound clips from the last podcast, and I think that was the time when we were talking about the Christmas special for Doctor Who being Die Hard inspired.
That really should happen. Anyway.
That should happen.
So, anyone seen any films recently?
I saw Looper about 35 minutes ago.
Good for you. We'll talk about that later. What about any other films?
No.
What about you? What about you, Kevin?
I have seen one film, but I want to talk about a TV show I started watching.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
And it is NBC's brand new fall show, Revolution. And it's from the mind.
It's like J.J. Abrams produced one.
Yes, J.J. Abrams is one of the producers on it. So is Jon Favreau. He directed the pilot. And the show is being written and kind of headed up by Supernatural's Eric Kripke. And I haven't really... I saw the pilot of Supernatural, kind of ducked out of that series after that episode. It just didn't do anything for me. But everyone says that Supernatural is actually a really good show, and it's in season 8 right now, which is just completely baffling. But yeah, everyone says really nice things about Eric Kripke. Hold on, sorry.
I thought you were pausing there for us to try and put an opinion on Supernatural or something.
No. So people love Supernatural, especially Eric Kripke stuff. And what I've seen of Revolution is that the show is painfully boring. And it's painful because, A, I can't watch the show without my computer because I just kind of watch it now just in the background. And it's also painful because of what that potential is. Like, it's like the whole show is about the power goes off all across the world, and it's basically post-apocalyptic, sort of, just because all the power's off and everything can't, like, no cars run, cell phones don't work, electricity doesn't work, so it's kind of all the way back to, like, Civil War era, including, like, all the weapons being used are, like, crossbows and arrows and
Hold on, but if
muskets.
Guns don't use electricity.
Well, all the guns were, like, all the, like, actual working guns were all collected by this evil, like, militia called Monroe's Army or something like that. So they have all the weapons, and they don't give them out to the soldiers. All their soldiers, for some reason, use, like, old muskets.
What? This makes no sense. This is a load of bullshit.
So they're also using that, and there's a lot of swords. So it's like all the electricity's out, it's post-apocalyptic, buildings are decaying, civilizations are now just basically farms. There's no government, it's just a militia running around. And it has the potential of being this really cool show, and it also has the actor Giancarlo Esposito, who plays
Gus from Breaking Bad.
Yes, and he's a terrific actor. And he's playing the villain in the show, and the lead actor for the show is Billy Burke, who I can only remember him from the Twilight movies. He plays Bella's dad. But he's good on the show. So the show has so much potential. It's just so boring. And
I hear it like set. Isn't it like set multiple years after the actual like blackout occurred?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's actually a really good premise. But am I like the only one who would like to see that sort of show that actually deals with it as it's happening instead
Hold
of just
on.
like?
I got a phone call to take. Just a second.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll fill for time now. So basically, what I've heard about Revolution is that it's a rip-off of the Hunger Games in many, many ways, and that they have gone out of their way to emphasize the being in woods, having arrows, and shooting people with
2012,
arrows.
the year for bow.
It is the year bow. But anyway, no. The thing with Revolution, because I haven't seen it, is that it's from J.J. fucking Abrams, who seems to shit out a pilot every 5 minutes. Well,
to be fair, it's like how Steven Spielberg's now apparently making 900 TV shows every 5 minutes. I think he has bugger all to do with it.
I would like to ban us from putting J.J. Abrams' name on another TV show ever. Because
that would take an enormous amount of self-restraint, quite frankly.
Apparently he's involved with Person of Interest. He's done Revolution. He did fucking Alcatraz last year. Alcatraz and Person of Interest last year.
That Undercovers, didn't he, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, and then Fringe, obviously, and then he had an Alias before that, and then Lost, which was a big steaming pile of wank.
I have a friend at college who would like to vehemently disagree with that statement.
Lost is a big steaming pile of wank. It's a fact. I don't know.
I never watched it.
Well, you're good. You shouldn't watch it. It's not very good.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, Kevin.
Sorry about that.
What does Aaron think of Lost?
I like Lost. I don't have.
But what does Aaron think of Lost?
Hey, shit. Motherfucker, did it.
So apparently Aaron did Lost. Okay.
But yeah, no. As I said, I'd like to see a show that like takes place as the as the blackout's happening. I think that'd be a very interesting idea to just see it as Civilization couples. But of course, I don't think that would ever happen on network television.
The thing is, they do have that. It's all like flashbacks, Lost style. Like they back to the main character there, and he's like, there's one shot in the pilot where him and his best friend are on the highway, and then all the this huge lineup of cars on the freeway, and then all the lights start shutting off on all the cars. So they keep coming back to the whole scenario of the power going off for all these different characters. But yeah, the last thing I said I think was the show's boring.
Yes, you did mention that.
Yes.
And the potential's all there, and it's a neat setup. It's got interesting, great actors in it, but all their characters are boring, and the main actress is this plucky young girl, and she is completely irritating. And it's just, there's tiny little shimmers of interesting ideas in there.
Yeah.
Like one of the main characters, it's like this heavyset guy, and he said, "Yeah, I was basically before all this happened, I was basically set up for life. I was a millionaire. I worked for Google, and basically once all that was gone." Basically, what I was before was basically I was the cool guy, and I didn't have to be bullied anymore because I was working at this internet company. I had a good life. I was rich, and then once the apocalypse happened, it's basically back to that. It's basically back to the schoolyard bullying tactics because I'm nothing anymore.
Yeah. So how do they ever address the pressing issue on the show is in this post-apocalyptic wasteland thing where everyone has to fend for themselves, why do they still all look so attractive?
I don't know. Like
Hollywood.
Like it's not that it's just like power is gone off. Like all the like vegetation is starting to grow over buildings. So it's like nature's starting to adapt very well to this post-apocalyptic.
Do people still live in houses? Because their houses didn't fall down.
Yeah, their houses are fine.
Okay.
Most importantly, the mirrors are fine, so they still have the time to be able to make themselves look pretty every morning.
True that.
Isn't there also like a giant conspiracy about the whole thing as well?
Yes, it's a J.J. Abrams show. What the fuck do you think?
Look, I love a good conspiracy thriller as much as Next Man, but I mean, come on, aren't we reaching a bit like conspiracy overload by now? I know we need to have like a driving plot, but does it need to be the conspiracy?
That's just what they want you to think, man.
Well, in the last episode, basically the villain of the show, for what you expected, was that there was a whole bunch of dogs attacking the main group of survivors.
But, okay, I'm getting so many flashbacks to the Hunger Games here, it's really not even funny anymore.
Yeah, and basically the main character, Billy Burke's character, Miles, in the pilot, he fights off like a dozen guys with a sword, single-handedly defeats all of them, but when they run into a pack of dogs, he can't do squat against them.
Well, if you try playing against dogs in Call of Duty, they're fucking shit, that's what.
Dogs will fuck you up.
So Revolution is probably biggest disappointment for the season. I'm going to keep watching for a few more episodes.
Yeah.
See if
Hearing about this just makes me really want Last Resort to hurry up and get here to the UK, because that sounds amazing.
Last Resort's actually pretty good. I'm not throwing as much praise towards Last Resort as a lot of people are, but I still think there's a lot of potential. I think the main thing that bugs me the most about Last Resort is that how bright it is inside the submarine.
The submarines are really overlit.
Yeah, I'm just like, I want like the Crimson Tide, like dark corridors.
Yeah.
Submarines.
Yeah, no, I know. But yeah, no, the thing with you were talking about Revolution that you wanted, Callum, you wanted it to be set in the middle of the disaster. Did you see Torchwood Miracle Day?
Look, no, don't stop. Shut up.
They tried that basic thing, and it was appalling. It was.
Well, that's probably due to the fact that they tried to like tell a story that would have been better for 5 episodes in the space of 10, and as such spent 3/4 of it doing nothing. Also, Miracle Day had Rex.
Rex was one of the worst things in the world ever. So.
Well, Revolution has Charlie, so match point.
Who's Charlie?
Is this a young teenage girl?
Yeah, she's a plucky young girl with a boy's name. Like it's Jesus. Charlotte down to Charlie. Yeah, I really want Revolution to be good because it's such a great premise. It's got such a great creative team behind it, and it's just not. It's not working out. So.
Do you think it might be one of those things where hopefully by about the halfway point it might start getting good, or?
I can only hope so.
Because I know a lot of shows that don't actually start being good, or even or they might start going don't turn great until like either halfway through the first season or start season 2.
Fringe took ages to get going.
And Next Generation.
Yeah, but Next Generation didn't start out dreadfully boring.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, that's how Buffy allegedly took time to get going, and yeah, I was still captivated for that season 1.
Yeah, Revolution got picked up for a full season, so hopefully there's a little more room to grow. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So I've been watching that. And I watched a new film called Damsels in Distress.
Damsels in Distress.
That's that Whit Stillman movie, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that looked quirky.
I have not seen a single other Wilt Stillman movie, but I did not like Damsels in Distress one bit.
Go on.
And I feel like I'm the only person. Well, actually, I looked on Screen, and I was the very first person to rate that movie.
I think that says a lot about either the movie or the site or whichever.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it's got that quirky mentality to it, like characters that exist in no universe that we live in, and I just found, first half an hour, I found absolutely insufferable.
Yeah.
Like the plot of the movie is that there's this group of young women at college, and like all of them work at the suicide prevention center, and they want to like benefit society by helping these people to like not commit suicide. And
It's plus.
I don't know, it's just Greta, is it Greta or Greta? Greta Gerwig.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig.
She's the lead actress in it, and she's quite good, but all the characters, I'm pretty sure.
Are they more just personality traits and characters, basically?
Yeah, like.
Are they costumes more than people? Is it that kind of quirk or a different kind of quirk?
Sort of, like they all dress in dresses every single day, basically, and they're all. I think the movie's a satire, and the characters are supposed to be satires of these people that don't exist, that talk in sentences that no regular person that is not a complete intellectual or snotty intellectual would talk like, and like they spend an entire scene that's 2 minutes long talking about this guy who sent over a drink to one of the girls and her friend, and they're questioning whether he's a playboy or whether he was actually just being nice.
It sounds like Sex and the City.
Oh, I've never seen Sex and the City.
They talk about their periods every 5 minutes as well.
They talk about stuff that they want to go after guys that are lesser good looking and have less self-esteem so that they can bring them up to be.
So that's how they stop suicides, essentially.
And they want to get these less attractive, less self-esteem kind of guys so that they can reach their full potential.
Okay, that's a concept that you can do well, but you have to handle it in less of a condescending arsehole type way.
I'm going to have a feeling it handles this topic horrendously.
Yeah, I didn't care. Greta Gerwig's character, she wants to make society better because she wants to, her way of doing that is creating a new dance craze.
That doesn't always make society better.
Well, she says that it brings people together.
Not if you hate the dance.
No, not now. Oh, no. It does bring people together if you hate the dance. It brings you together because you all hate the dance and want to see it ignored.
Well, that is an example of how retardedly dumb that movie sounds. I'm going to change the world with Gangnam Style 2.
In terms of dance.
The best character in the movie is Aubrey Plaza, who basically says,
"Oh,
shut up because you are all stupid." So basically,
she's the audience.
And she's the bad guy.
She is basically the audience that's calling out all this BS that these girls are talking about, and that's why she's the best character.
Yeah. It sounds like it's proof that you can't have people being stupid and being like, look, we know they're stupid, because they're still stupid. You still don't want to watch them.
I can understand why people may like this movie, but I can also understand why people like me would absolutely just detest it.
Does it feel quirky for the sake of quirky?
Yeah. It's just insufferable. I just couldn't care less. And sometimes I think you can kind of tell what type of movie it is by what the characters are watching for movies. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What type of movie they watch in Damsels in Distress.
Guess what movie they watch?
A Nicholas Sparks movie.
Nope. French New Wave.
Oh, for fuck's
fucking. This is reminding me slightly.
Those are jokes they make on The Simpsons.
In 2010.
Yeah. In fact, they even played that 24 parody episode of The Simpsons the other day, where they even made a joke that Lisa and Martin only think that French cinema is brilliant and everything else is rubbish. In 2012, that should not be a defining character trait for the positive.
On the topic of pretentious wankery, I went through all the Wes Anderson movies this week, and surprisingly, only one of them was Pretentious Wankery, and
Which was?
the Darjeeling Limited.
Ah.
That's the one I have not seen.
You're good. You're probably good. It's
Sounds
white.
like that's the one film that everyone kind of likes the least out of Anderson's repertoire.
Yeah, because basically the thing with Wes Anderson is what he does really well is having completely broken people in a world that doesn't get them and showing it through their eyes. Like, that's why Rushmore is, frankly, one of the best films ever made. That's why Bottle Rocket works so well. But in this one, you have rich white people go to India to discover themselves, which is just like, no. They're going around poverty-stricken streets, being like, watching all these people. They come across kids that are trying to cross a river, and one of them dies because it's India and they're poverty-stricken, and this is how they have to live their life. And they're just like, I wonder if this will bring us closer together as brothers. It's not a very good film.
It doesn't sound it, to be honest.
It does have one of Jason Schwartzman's best lines ever, though. So that's one of its saving graces. Which is,
Did you watch the prequel?
oh god, that's even worse. That's fucking porn without any actual sex, and it's just, like, I would probably recommend real porn, as it has a better ending. Because the prequel is just two people sitting on a bed, just being really annoying and pretentious, and in France. But in the film, Jason Schwartzman, all the brothers are in a fight, and he's like, "Oh, I love you, I don't love you," and then Jason Schwartzman just goes, "Okay, I love you too, but I'm gonna mace you in the face." That's the best moment of the whole movie. But yeah,
I'm guessing it's also the delivery.
It is because Jason Schwartzman is excellent.
He is awesome.
It's a fact. It's
He's
little
Gideon
fact.
Graves. Of course, he's awesome.
Well, he's Max Fisher, but yes.
Does anyone know when Moonrise Kingdom is coming out on DVD?
It's already out on iTunes, but I saw it in the cinema.
iTunes.
It's
I think for me, I think it just came out, and I'm gonna watch it soon.
You should watch it. It's pretty good. It's a return to form.
I know, I'm going to get around to watch. I really wanted to watch Moonrise Kingdom, but it wasn't brought anywhere nearby, so I wasn't able to.
I didn't like it as much when I first saw it, because I saw it immediately after Rushmore, but now in the context...
Well, that's kind of understandable, Ben, why you didn't like it that much.
No, but now seeing it in the whole context thing, it's a lot better in the context of all of his films.
Yeah.
Not because his other films aren't as good, but just because going through an order in terms of expectation, it is very good. So yeah. Also, it's already out. No, I lied. It's out on Monday.
I think I bought Rushmore for $1.
I bought it for £1.50, so yeah. Did you go up to the counter and be like, I'll buy that for $1?
No.
Why not? It's like...
No, because it was Blockbuster and they were going out of business.
Did you not go up to Blockbuster and go, I'll buy that for $1?
I'll buy these 10 movies for $1.
I'll buy you
Each.
for $1.
I mean, I'll pay $10. You're telling me to.
Oh, Blockbuster. We still have Blockbuster.
We still have Blockbuster. It's still not as popular here.
It still exists. Well, the ones around me have all shut, but
there's one where I am.
it does conceivably still exist.
Yeah.
So, next thing. Do we have any news? I've got news.
I've got news.
I've got even better.
Ghostbuster building. I didn't want a monster like you inside me.
I don't even know what the context for that is.
I'm not sure either.
I think... Oh, no, Dreamlord. That was it.
No.
No?
That hasn't come out yet. This is from the favorite movie list.
Okay.
Oh. I got no fucking...
Who has news?
I have news.
Let's hear your news first.
My news is that the Prometheus DVD tagline is "Questions will be answered."
They actually played that before Lupin, and the advert actually goes out its way to show just about everything about the movie. Which, like, yeah, thanks, movie. It's not like I wanted to actually watch Prometheus for the first time on DVD or anything. That's fine. It's like cool. I don't care.
You're really good. You didn't need to watch it on. You're fine.
So it's no Alien.
Well,
it's no Alien, but it's a fine film.
No.
It's completely flawed, but it's still like a creepy atmospheric film.
Yeah.
No,
But-
it's not very good.
Yeah, but the advert is so bad it even shows the xenomorph that comes out at the end, like in the middle of the advert, prominently and everything.
Ew.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
that's bad. And then they
Also-
show like shit tons of clips from the opening. They show clips of people getting murdered. It's like how all this stuff that was saved, like flash images in the final trailer, is being shown prominently in full force in the advert
The main trailer, the first trailer did have the whole running away from the tipping over large object as its main thing, which is another.
I'm more upset about sort of the way Fox is like. It's to get all there's like a special edition that has like the Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-ray, and all the special features. Like there's like a 3.5-hour documentary about like how they made Prometheus and stuff, and that's relegated only to the 3D version of that film.
Why?
You can't get it on the regular
Why?
Blu-ray.
I hate any kind of restricting of special features. They should all be on everything.
It's the same kind of sequence of events. Like I remember when I had like old VHS tapes, and they would have like a gag reel or this like 5-minute special featurette at the end of the VHS tape.
Yep.
And then you get DVDs where you have all the extra space, and you can put all the special features on there. And then they start splitting up with the special edition and the regular edition, 1 disc, 2 discs. And then they started having the regular DVDs, and then they had Blu-rays, which had all the special features, and the DVDs only had a little bit of special features. And now they started doing like the 2-disc special edition, and now it's moved over to the 3D package and then the Blu-ray version.
But why 3D is not going to please tell me 3D is not going to stay for much longer.
No, it's not really, but it's just another way because it has the 2D version as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's just unnecessary.
It's just more money.
Yeah, and even those discs, like the whole package is like 4 discs because you have like the 3D version, the regular Blu-ray version. Sometimes you get the DVD, sometimes you get special features, sometimes you get the digital copy. It's like I think the copy of Up I have is 5 discs.
That's not enough discs for Up. To be honest, Up you can have as many discs as you want.
They've actually stopped doing I think they've stopped doing DVD Blu-ray combos here in the UK because it's been like months since I saw a new film come out with the DVD Blu-ray.
The Avengers spot is DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I looked at the Avengers here in the UK is only Blu-ray.
Well, you don't get
Cabinet Wars is only Blu-ray, 21 Jump Street's only Blu-ray. I think they've stopped doing that in the UK, which is annoying because it kind of just helps. Like I bought 4 on Blu-ray. And I had a friend who hadn't seen it, but doesn't have a Blu-ray player, but it came with a DVD, Blu-ray DVD, so I was able to lend them the DVD, and they were able to watch it and hand it back.
Callum, I think you're describing exactly why they've stopped.
Money.
Oh yeah, we've realised that by having people buy 2 copies of the film, that there's one less person is buying the film. Oh, we'll probably stop this then.
Well, by that reckoning, then, people should stop putting music on CDs.
Yeah, music, huh?
I'm just more upset about
special features.
It's always whatever next step they try to put on all the special features. It's still kind of worthwhile. Everything you get in the package is still worthwhile. I don't want a 3D copy of a movie. It's not like a next evolutionary step where it's like the next format of physical media. It's the same physical media except it's in a different
except that shit flies out at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also hate 3D.
Those 3D versions are way more expensive.
3D is shit.
I have on DVD the 3D version of Shark Boy versus Lava Girl. Should I watch it? With the red and blue glasses. I don't know whether.
Is one with Taylor Lautner?
Fuck, I don't know. There's a Shark Boy.
Is
it? Oh, now.
Right, let me put it this way. Do you hate yourself, Jackson?
Sometimes.
Just how much do you hate yourself?
Enough.
You probably still shouldn't watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I own, for the longest time, I actually owned Spy Kids 3D.
I still own Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, which came on 2 DVDs. One DVD which had Spy Kids 3D, and one DVD that had Spy Kids 3.
A Robert Rodriguez digital file.
Yeah, but it came with 2 of those red and blue glasses, which I put on that didn't work. This is even before my eyesight got fucked up by any glasses. It still didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Coraline on Blu-ray, and that comes with cardboard glasses as well, except they're purple and green 3D glasses.
Crazy.
And it just looks awful.
It's
the color.
That sounds abysmal. That sounds terrible. I have a story to tell, actually, on a similar subject. So, you know the Avengers?
Yes.
And the commentary, my ongoing saga to somehow get the Avengers commentary.
And Iron Man's about to kill some hipsters. Quote by Joss Whedon.
My friend sent me over the Avengers commentary, so I'm like, yes, at last, I can listen to it listen to it in 5 minutes in, it starts skipping and it's unlistenable. God damn it.
Oh.
My quest begins again.
I'm circumventing this by simply just importing the Blu-ray in about a week's time.
I don't have a Blu-ray player, so I'm fucked.
Get a PS3 then. It's what Sony wants you to do.
I don't want to.
The movie industry wants you to buy a PlayStation 3.
In the serious times now, let's hand it over to Kevin for the news.
Real news. Wait a second.
Actual news.
Rewind me, motherfucker.
Do you have any other clips of his voice that we can use?
That's it. Hold on. I got a better one for news. Go ahead and keep talking.
At some point...
Blah, blah,
blah. Blah. This is not relevant.
Oh. Okay, that was extremely loud. Just like in real life, helicopters are probably really, really loud.
I got the new XCOM game. It's amazing. Anyone who's listened to this get it.
Screen Pubs.
Hi, Aaron. What do you...
what have you
Bitch, get out the house!
I don't think that's fair, Aaron. I don't... What would you tell me to do? Excuse me, Aaron?
Like, I didn't really get a flow going with it.
No, I know, but that's no reason to tell me to get out of the house. And you
wait,
a bitch.
You have to give us something.
What do I have to give you, Aaron? This is a relationship here. We both have to work together on this, Aaron. You cannot blame me for everything. What?
Billion.
Speak up, Aaron. Aaron, you have to talk clearly.
Ghostbuster Billion.
What does that have to do with anything?
I didn't want a monster like you inside me.
Now, that's just unfair. That's just wrong.
Sorry, whiny motherfucker.
I agree, Aaron. Okay.
I went to a dark place.
News, Kevin.
Okay, the first news story I found is that the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy.
Hells yes.
Yes.
Will be coming out on October 25th, 2013, so next year.
But it's too damn long.
In the United States.
Fuck you.
And it's coming out August 14th in the United Kingdom.
Yes!
Suck on it, you bastards.
Look at you yank douchebags.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Something early.
Yeah. No, Wreck-It Ralph, Argo, Seven Psychopaths. Why do you get Seven Psychopaths?
I should go out right now and go see Seven Psychopaths because I can.
Fuck you. While you're at it, why don't you go see Smashed as well, just to further rub salt into the wounds?
It's not playing. Not yet.
Actually, Argo's out in like less than a month, if I remember.
Yeah, it's November, but it's still annoying me. Grr.
Well, I'm having to wait until the end of November to watch End of Watch. So.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
I saw the trailer for the other week, which has now got me really excited for it.
So,
anyway.
The World's End. Who's excited?
Might be alright. I don't know.
I don't know anything about it, so I can't really be that excited. Except for it's an Edgar Wright film with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
That's all you need to know to be excited, to be honest.
There's pub crawls, I know that much.
The World's End is the name of the pub, and on their pub crawl, the world also ends. There we go. That's it. That's all I know.
Finish it.
Do we think...
I did it.
Do we think this has got any chance of being like as good as Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead?
Yes, I think it has every chance of being as good as Hot Fuzz. As good as Shaun of the Dead, no. Well, it won't be as good as Shaun of the Dead, but it will be as good as Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I've always noticed it. Like Shaun of the Dead's the better movie.
Shut up! I hate this.
No, but Hot Fuzz is the better parody.
Okay.
Like, so to speak.
What do you guys think of Paul?
I liked
Paul.
I thought it was quite poor.
I liked it. I mean, it definitely was like missing something. Like especially a big Edgar Wright shaped hallmark, but I thought it was good. The cast was serviceable. It had quite a couple of really funny jokes, and I saw Jason Bateman in a not crap movie, so I consider all that.
Well, that did not have Edgar Wright in any capacity. It was just Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and
Did have Greg Mottler though, Superbad and Arrested Development.
yeah, Adventureland.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one actually. I hear good things about it. People actually say Kristen Stewart's good in it.
It's
Yeah, I was gonna say I like films where Kristen Stewart isn't crap, which are getting harder and harder to come by nowadays. Although The
You should
Runaways
see
was
Snow White and the Huntsman, though. No, you shouldn't. Don't think Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah, no, nobody should.
So next news story.
Carry on, Aaron. No, fuck. Carry on, Kevin. Shut up, Aaron. Aaron, go away. Leave now. No one likes you, fake robot Aaron. Fake robot Aaron, you're rude to me. You made me cry.
Go in with it.
He's not even acknowledging me. I don't like him.
Yeah, for some reason I don't think real Aaron's gonna like
You
it.
have to give us something.
No, I think real Aaron's going to love this.
I'll be amazed if we're not invited back on.
A monster like you inside me.
Okay, next time I'll get like 5
Yeah,
minutes.
things are getting burrowed into my head here.
When is a monster like you inside me not funny? When is that not funny?
It doesn't even make sense.
Yes, it does.
How?
Use your brain. Of course, it makes sense as a joke.
Yeah, also just
Tell
change
you
the
why,
planet.
motherfucker.
Right, next news story.
So, Chronicle 2.
Hell no. I don't know.
So, 20th Century Fox does not seem to like Max Landau's screenplay.
Aww.
What a shame.
I mean, it didn't need a sequel, but if he was going to do something different with it, I would have liked to see it.
Yeah,
It would have gone conspiracy.
Yeah, like what Fox wanted was more of what Chronicle was. So whether that's
How?
found footage movie again, or I don't really know. Like I don't think
How do you do more of Chronicle? It
had-
kind of just sort of fits. It ends.
it
has
was
an end.
already
You have
it was already stretched out too far. I think in Chronicle 1.
you have
No,
different
wrong.
you have different kids, and then they meet Matt, and then it's kind
Is
of
this like? Oh, are you trying to say this would be like Paranormal Activity,
Yeah,
where you get a bunch of
Final
different
Destination
people that somehow like snap together in the end?
yeah, that's
Because
what.
that'd be the worst fucking idea in the world.
Oh yeah, it'd be a hot pile steaming of piece of poop.
Garbage.
Garbage, that's the one. But no, he did something more with the first super villain or something, and about Matt's relationship with that, and it was all more worldwide. I don't even know if it had any hidden camera element to it. It might have just been a film.
I just don't think it needed it. It doesn't need. It ends. It has an ending.
It has an amazing ending.
Yeah, it has an amazing, and again, it's a superhero deconstruction movie, so you don't need a sequel. To add anything else is just to like, it was to both negate the ending of the first movie, and also to just kind of, like, it's pointless.
No, it wouldn't negate the ending to the first movie. What it sounds like he was trying to do would just be a different story. It wouldn't be a continuation. It would just be a new story with one of the characters.
Yeah. And I don't really like found footage movies as it is, but I felt that Chronicle is actually a pretty good one. Even though there was one moment in Chronicle that just completely bugged me, where it's two characters talking to one another, and they both have cameras, and it cuts to the other person's camera. That just bugged. It just bugged me so
You
much.
mean like that bit near the ending with the?
No, like when they're at the
Right,
party.
in a party, yeah.
Oh,
They're
the
both like,
party,
oh, we both have cameras. Isn't that so?
Oh yeah. Because they especially towards the ending, it just kind of like sort of stopped caring. It definitely by the ending, the gimmick was sort of like not necessary anymore. But I still loved it. No,
So yeah,
it didn't
I'm not
need it.
sure whether the sequel is another found footage movie where it's going to be pursuing more of those gimmicks. I'm not really sure. None of the news stories really. We didn't get any sort of mention about what Max Landau's script is like.
Yeah.
We got none of that, and I think it's the same problem that movies like Cloverfield 2, also like that's still in development, and
Why
I don't
are they
really
making
know.
a Cloverfield 2?
So we can explore the monster's origins.
Really?
So, and it doesn't sound like that's going to be a found footage movie. Like, it's just gonna be...
Yeah. Well, I did like thingy. I would like to in the I've watched Chronicle like 3 times now, and only one of them's on my own. The first time was in a cinema full of people, and the second time was at home with my family and some other people. And every time, you know, when it has a big action moment, and it cuts to like that bank camera of when they fight for the bank, and it just like cuts there for a minute, so there's no sound, and it's like stuttering movement and everything. Every single time, because what was loud and cacophonic then happened. It goes silent. Everyone laughs. To which I just basically go like, "Fuck all of you."
I actually think that's interesting about Chronicle, because you know the bit where he finally stands up to his dad.
Yeah.
Do you get people like cheering or going, "Yeah," at that moment?
No. For the most part, again, most of the time most screenings like in the area are very civilized. The only time people laugh is like awkward laughs during silent moments.
I know. I'm more talking about Kevin here. Did you, or, you know?
It was pretty quiet because I was watching it by myself.
Oh yeah, okay. Because I read things about like good audience deconstruction there. Like they all go, "Yeah, again." But that is the moment where
Yeah.
If you're not caught up in it, you're like, "Whoa. Hang the fuck on here." And I really love that about Chronicle, in that the audience's expectations were wrong, but they were also right. And like when they were cheering for the bad guy, the good guy, he was also the bad guy, and all those things.
Yeah.
And just Chronicle's
amazing.
I didn't need to be a found footage movie. That could have just been a movie, and it would have been just as amazing, because that main character is brilliant. He's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, everybody in that film was amazing.
So, if they do a sequel, hopefully it's not like Blair Witch 2.
Hopefully nothing, again, is like Blair Witch 2.
Yeah.
Nothing should ever be like Blair Witch 2.
And also, the person who said that Max Landau's... Or Landis. I keep saying Landau.
You keep saying Landau.
I'm sorry. I keep thinking about Martin Landau. That's my problem. I'm sorry. Max Landis' script... The person who said it's amazing is John Landis. So that's sort of biased. So maybe his script is actually not that good.
Maybe his script is really terrible. Like,
but saying about sort of, no, I don't want to hurt my son's feelings, but
we're getting this information from his dad, so.
Right.
Regardless of how Chronicle turns out, like even despite me like sat here saying, "Oh, we don't need to see that," I will probably still turn up opening weekend to watch it.
I turned up opening day to watch Taken 2. So
yeah, this says a lot.
We're not really the kind of we all see films just to satisfy our curiosity.
So, I like to think that you watch Taken 2 just for us, just so then you could come on this podcast and deliver one of your world famous rants.
Well, they're not world famous.
Did you watch it for the lulz?
I never do anything for the lulz. Thank you. I am insulted.
YOLO.
I am insulted that you would even infer that. No, I watched it to see how bad it was, and then the second it started, I was like, "This is all."
Then you thought it was genius.
Yeah, I did, because this is all taking place inside his head. Clearly, anyone who doesn't think so is wrong.
It's not like you're extrapolating too much out of the film.
It's not like you're a crazy person or anything.
I'm definitely a crazy person.
It's not like you're trying to justify your own idea and to enjoy the movie.
It's not like I would have been bored out of my fucking mind otherwise.
Okay, next news story. Let's continue talking about more superhero goodness. YOLO.
Fuck you.
Okay, did any of you see The Descendants?
No.
No?
Oh, about George Clooney Oscar-nominated movie?
Yes.
No. Like, I know what it is, I meant to see it, but I never did.
Well, the girl that's in that movie, Shailene Woodley, she has been offered the role of Mary Jane in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And considering I saw The Descendants, she's actually pretty good. So
that's not really the part that worries me.
Yeah, and right now, Emma Stone is not signed on for the next film. Like, apparently they're still doing negotiations, so if everything falls apart...
Gee, I wonder what might happen.
Oh, yeah, so...
Also, if you introduce Mary Jane, there's only one way Gwen Stacy can go, isn't there?
Yeah. So hopefully they do... Like, obviously, it's going to be a love triangle, because if you saw The Amazing Spider-Man, you know how it ended. And you know what the state of the relationship is between Parker and Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
So
also, because again, love triangles work so well for Twilight, right?
Yes.
And
So
Spider-Man.
I'm hoping it's going to be better because, again, Mark Webb is going to be directing it. They're all great actors and actresses, and hopefully there's no photo shoots in giant skyscrapers. That's all I'll say.
Oh, yes.
Christ, I want Andrew Garfield to do well, but this movie franchise is not the way that he should be going.
I still like The Amazing Spider-Man. It was necessary, but I still liked it.
I would have liked it a lot more if they had been a bit more ballsy with the ending. Like, if say spoilers here, but like this, the second that Captain Stacy arrives and finds out who Spider-Man is, that he is dead and then he dies. But if they had kept him alive and had it a bit more Batman-y with the relationship with the police and everything, and taken it in a completely different direction, I would have been so much more excited, because that is far more interesting to me, because I've seen Spider-Man, standard Spider-Man, I know how that goes, but if they had gone a different direction, then I would have been way better.
Also, again, my memory's a bit hazy here. Wasn't he, like, unmasked in public as well?
No, well, yeah, he was actually, but only but anyone who saw him in that bit was Captain Stacy, and he died.
They were unconscious.
Yeah,
because Spider-Man knocked them all out. And
I know just that said, awesome.
Jackson, it was you who said you did not like the scene with the
cranes.
Yes, I didn't. I was too caught up in how amazing the 3D was in that scene to really care.
That's because you're a terrible person, because no one should ever be caught up in how amazing the 3D is to forget about
oh my god,
story.
this thing's flying at my face! It's like it's actually flying at my face!
Well, no, I'm actually going to say that scene where they do that, and like that entire scene, I can tell is probably CG. So they can control the aspect and the kind of perspective of like you don't have the real life sort of jaggedness that you get from a 3D movie. Like all of it's CG, and of course animated movies look great in C or in 3D.
No, they don't. They look great in 2D as well.
They do, but they work better in 3D. Would you say that?
No,
animated movies look better in 3D than live action movies do in 3D.
They look better than live action movies, but they still look better in 2D than they do in their 3D.
That scene in The Amazing Spider-Man, actually, they did it right. Like him swinging through things and swinging up and down, and the whole scene is actually pretty well done, and the rest of the 3D in that movie is actually kind of rubbish, but that scene in particular is still pretty... It gives me the promise of what 3D was supposed to be. Like everyone, like James Cameron was saying, and like after he saw Avatar, it's like, oh, 3D maybe does have potential. No. And after seeing 5 other different 3D movies, no, it does not have potential.
I have 2 movies in which 3D worked well. The first was Dread, and that's probably because it was the only way I was able to see it, for one thing.
Yeah.
And then secondly was the opening segment of Jackass 3D with Beavis and Butthead, and I say that, and I didn't even get to see it in 3D because of course I wasn't able to actually sneak into the cinema at the time. So I watched it in 2D, but I did sit there and thought, oh, actually, hang on, this would work fine if it was in 3D. Well, those are the only times, and again, that involved Beavis and Butthead, none of the actual part of the film.
I still think the best use of 3D is in The Final Destination, when they go into the 3D movie in the 3D movie, and you look at the screen, and the screen is blurred as if you were seeing it in 2D. That's the best thing.
That's clever.
Yeah, that's the only thing about the Final
Destination. The only clever thing about Final Destination.
No, the other clever thing about that is the ending.
Oh, what you mean of 5?
No, of 4. I love the ending of 5 in a non-ironic way, but in an ironic way, the ending of 4 is...
Yeah, it's just that sort of thing where they just suddenly that truck comes out. Because trucks are just perfectly able of driving full force into a cafe for no reason.
It's like, it's so stupidly dumb and amazing.
Okay, we're going too far off track.
Okay, next news story.
I want to start a quick conversation about Final Destination, but whatever.
Next week. No. Next week we will talk about
next week. Good idea. Move on.
NBC has pushed Community to an unknown date.
I don't watch Community, so
Boo, yes. I actually, I don't know why I'm saying that. As a UK Community viewer, I've only seen up to the end of season 2. Like it's literally, they showed season 1 like back in I think I've already did the story on another podcast, but they showed it when it came out. They showed season 1, but on a music channel. So then when it bombed, it kind of just like stayed stuck in limbo until like March of this year when Sony TV started showing season 2, and now we have to wait till next year to see season 3.
It sounds like any show that's not shown on BBC or Sky kind of sucks in the UK.
No, there's also FX, but that's probably because they keep importing American stuff.
No,
Also, they have like 5 shows.
Lots of things on Channel 5 were pretty good because they just import all the US police procedurals. So that's why Channel 5 is good. Because
Alibi show Newcastle.
Because whenever you watch Channel 5, not now, it's kind of gone away, but about 3 or 4 years ago, it would be CSI New York, The Mentalist, CSI Miami, Bones, and then all the other, in like one night. So all these things you have spread over millions of channels and millions of nights in the US, one night, all the time, non-stop.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, FX do all right with stuff. They show True Blood. They show Walking Dead 5 days after its US premiere, which is actually rather nice. But then and then they also apparently show lots of Burn Notice and Leverage. But probably FX have like 5 shows they repeat ad nauseum. Channel 4's been doing all right.
Okay, no, stop.
You asked. This is your
you put us here.
Question. You didn't have to go on and on about it.
You should know who you're talking to.
All right, Nate.
Okay, so no, Community got pushed, and I don't know. NBC says they want to push it back a little bit further so they can do a little bit more marketing for it. But considering the show in the United States is already on a Friday, doesn't instill confidence in me because Friday is basically the slot of death. This is where TV shows go to die.
Yeah.
Fringe went there to die quite a while ago, actually. And
Chuck went there to die.
I died on there to begin with.
Shows can't survive on life support on there for a good 2 or 3 seasons, so...
Also, I read this article, I think, from the AV Club that stated that it might not actually be entirely a bad thing. Like, it could be marketed, but also, again, like, NBC aren't doing particularly well with shows as is. And and so this may just be their way of being able to hold it back. So if they do start cutting things left, right, and centre, then at least they can move Community around to a place where it might like hold on. Like, so I heard 30 Rock's down. I heard Animal Practice isn't doing well.
Well, they air on separate nights. Like, it was the Thursday night comedy block that was NBC's like crown jewel like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and now it's Big Bang Theory essentially.
Yeah, like Big Bang Theory is on. It was on the exact same time as Community, and it just tanked every single week because Big Bang Theory gets like 13 million people watching it every week. So it was the Thursday night slot, and they cut that out, and it's like now that Up at Night show's on instead of it.
Which is bombing as well, if I remember.
It's season 2, and I think that it's doing okay. But 30 Rock, I think, was the main show that. Like their demo
going down the toilet.
Their demo was even lower than Community was.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh.
I think the positive thing about this is that because Community's kind of, for the most part, holds steady, doesn't it? It has that core people who watch it. So
it holds steady, but it holds steady with ratings that are quite poor.
I think, but to be honest, for the way NBC are going, because every time I seem to hear about NBC is last place. I think they may just keep a hold of it because it's a committed audience. Like, I think that's the same reason we kept Chuck around for so long, even though Chuck never did particularly well in the ratings, because it was kind of like a core audience that just stayed, and that's probably better than nobody turning up for anything that they have at the moment.
Well, they didn't want to piss off the customers that they already had coming in week after week, or putting on DVR, or just getting it on iTunes or whatever.
Yeah.
So I want Community to do good, and I want NBC to put its best interest in the Community, but considering they put it on Friday, and considering they didn't defend Dan Harmon when Sony fired him, it's just kind
I have this theory they might be holding it off till mid-season. Hold it off until 30 Rock finishes, and just maybe put it in that slot or something.
How about they replace it with Revolution?
No, because Revolution's on Monday nights.
No, I know. How about
Then it has to go up against Castle Jackson, and who do you think's going to win that battle?
To be honest, Castle is probably a lot funnier than Community.
The Voice.
Oh no, I don't know why I'm laughing. That's actually bad. That's real bad. The
Voice, I think, is like NBC's best primetime show right now.
Like, quality-wise or rating-wise?
Ratings.
Okay.
Never quality.
Gonna say.
There's like 3 singing shows on in America at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah,
Like
it's like
American Idol,
there's
X
X
Factor.
Factor, there's America's Got Talent, which comes on during the summertime.
How many
Well-
talentless wannabes does America have left? It sounds like we used them all up. We're not that
Simmons'
bad.
daughter came on American Idol.
Who?
Gene Simmons of Kiss. His daughter
Gene-
came to American Idol, I think.
What?
Or, no, it was the X Factor. The other, oh man.
Well, that says a lot about about all the shows, doesn't it? But you can just like confuse them.
Television, everybody. Television.
Okay, next news story. Does any of you remember The Goon? Not the hockey movie, The Goon.
The Goon. Who's the Goon?
The animated feature of Paul Giamatti that was being produced by David Fincher.
No.
No. None of us remember the Goon.
Well, it never came out. Like they made like a trailer
Well,
for
that might
it.
explain that then.
Yeah, that's gonna. Oh, is it this Kickstarter thing?
Yes, it is.
Yes. No. Okay.
Ah.
Yes,
So yeah, this is sort of The Goon they showed a trailer for it like a couple years ago at Comic-Con. It was a great reception, but no Hollywood studio wanted to fund the movie. So this is kind of the first big profile Hollywood movie that got turned away, is now being made via Kickstarter. And it's being made in sort of a vague way. So basically what you're paying for if you do contribute to the Kickstarter is sort of a proof of concept, basically a story reel. So basically the entire movie kind of animated with rough hand-drawn animation.
Hmm.
And so the money is like $400,000 is what their goal is. So all that money is going towards this story reel, which is going to be used for the studio the production company to pitch it to Hollywood studios to get the film actually made. So it's this weird situation where they're still funding money into this project that may actually never get made.
That's iffy.
I don't feel great about this.
That is iffy.
I would say I feel less than great about this. This sounds iffy, just like he said.
Yeah, like there's still you pay this amount, you get this in return. Like they still have that, but even so, like most Kickstarters, you're still paying towards something they're actually going to get in return. This movie still might not ever get made.
See, now this is the part, like, Kickstarters are kind of good in theory, but I always think that at some point, like, there's always that worry that you might not get a return on anything, and this is
a big problem with Kickstarter that I have morally in terms of its use in using Kickstarter to fund something that will eventually get other funding. I really hate the way that it's like you have to fund half of it, and then the people with the more money will fund the rest of it just to see if there's interest. And I think having to pay to show that you're interested in something that will be funded by someone else is a backwards way of doing something. That if this
sounds
becomes
like something Activision would do.
Exactly. If this becomes a norm, it'd be like, well, then we have to get this rate of money raised for someone else to pay for it, but it's cost me to say that I'm interested, which isn't how it should work at all. I don't feel good about that.
Well, I don't really care. Like if the project looks good or bad, I kind of wouldn't fund this out of principle because this just sort of, in my mind, this leads to a very slippery slope.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well, the initial
How's it doing?
The trailer that they did show at, I think, Comic-Con, like, people seemed to really like it. They thought it was funny. Apparently this Goon is a comic book series that's been going on for at least a decade. It's like zombies, giant fish people, like machine guns. It's pretty kooky, and like David Fincher is a producer behind it. And the studio is doing it is called Blur Studios, and they've been primarily like a CGI kind of effects house for the longest time. Like, they do visual effects for movies, like commercials. They did the opening titles for the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yep.
The David Fincher one. So they're obviously super talented, and they do want to make this movie, but it's still this weird, the Kickstarter thing and the Kickstarter issue.
Yeah.
How's it doing? Like, do you have any like numbers so far? Or?
Like, a couple hours ago, it's like $30-something thousand.
It's not looking good. I don't think it's going to make it, to be honest.
How much are we asking for?
It's 1/10 of the way through, basically, nearly.
Oh, that's not happening.
Because normally you get a big influx at the beginning, and it hasn't got it at all.
Then it sort of like peters out.
It still has like 29 days to go, so it's
No,
still
I know, but if you don't get it in the first couple days, then if you don't get a big increase in the first couple days, it is risky.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think it is the payoff is the issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you really want the guarantee of if this gets funded, I get a film.
Yeah, instead of if this gets funded, I get an animatic for a film that may or may not get made. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's it for news.
Go. Oh, that's good. That's good.
I was going to say we kind of got a bit serious there.
We got actual discussion. That's not like us. Aaron,
This is not us at all.
Aaron,
Aaron, what do you think?
Thank you, Aaron. Shut up now, Aaron.
Why did Aaron sound like a siren?
I don't. That's just how Aaron do, you know. Motherfuckers off at Comic-Con. We can do what we like. He's too busy having fun. The bastard.
Finish it.
Shut up.
He's off having fun. We're just sat here alone on a Friday night doing nothing in particular. And
that's how we roll. That's our style. So, trailers, everybody. Let's talk about Hitchcock.
Aaron, what do you think about Hitchcock?
Aaron, it's time for trailer talk.
Hello, Screen Pubs.
Good. Hello, Screen Pubs. Anyway, yes, trailer talk. Have you all seen the trailer for Hitchcock?
Yes, because
what did you think? I'm going to start with Kevin.
I actually think it looks pretty good. Like, I love movies that are about making movies, and of course, it is about making one of the most popular and most influential films of all time with one of the most influential filmmakers of all time.
Well said. I thought the trailer was... It was okay. It was pushing too much of drama that we know the conclusion of, because it's just like, you're never going to get this film made, it's terrible. The entire trailer is just that, which is the wrong issue to pursue, because we all know Psycho gets made and is super successful and super influential and everyone loves it.
But it's still interesting because you would, like even the trailer says, Alfred Hitchcock is an incredibly influential filmmaker even up to that point, but they're still reluctant to make this movie. And
we
of
know,
course,
we know how that ends.
Violent at the time it came out.
No, I know, but I think the trailer made it seem that they were pursuing the weird, like, sports movie, like, will he make it?
Trying to be against diversity.
Yeah. When they need to be just more, because we know the ending, there needs to be more character study, which it totally could be, and the trailer could just be...
I think the movie will focus more on Alfred Hitchcock and his wife. And his wife is played by Helen Mirren.
Oh, okay, I was going to say... Is there no Maggie Smith in here? And then Helen Mirren. So yes, this is still a period drama.
Yeah.
And I love what she says. Like, you don't kill her off in the first half of the movie. You kill her off in the first 30 minutes. I just love that line.
It's a good line.
Yeah.
I think it looks rather good. Although I'm kind of more interested by some sections of it where the trailer seems to lapse into... Did I sort of imagine parts where it seemed to act slightly a bit more like a thrillerish elements, like it was trying to realise some of the thoughts in his head or whatever? Because I thought that would be like a slightly interesting route to take, like doing something. As long as it does something a bit more different than just like the standard biopic of triumph over adversity and home life and such amount, then I think it'd be really good. But again, you really can't argue for star power. I mean there's the acting muscle here. You've got Anthony Hopkins.
He doesn't sound like Hitchcock that much. Like, he looks like him, sort of. Like, he still looks like you can still see Anthony Hopkins behind all that makeup, but he still sounds like Anthony Hopkins above everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to make Vincent when he makes the remake of Psycho? Are they going to make that film next?
Hopefully there is a cameo by Vincent.
That would be good.
So I want to
please don't mind me about.
Yeah, I think the cast team's really, really good. Like even Scarlett Johansson as Janet Leigh is in that movie, and Jessica Biel is also in that movie, but I can't remember who she's playing. She's playing the main actress who was in The Birds. I cannot remember who that was.
I can't remember the name either. I thought I saw the guy who plays Arnold Rothstein from Boardwalk Empire in there as well. Some point, if I remember.
Michael
yeah. Stuhlbarg.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
I like him.
I like him too.
Yeah, I think this movie was actually, it just finished shooting this year in June, and it's already coming out this year.
That's a fast turnaround.
Yeah, it's like really quick. When I heard they finished filming this summer, I was like, oh, well, I guess that'll be a movie for next year. And then a couple of weeks ago...
You're forgetting the Oscars.
Yeah. So I thought it was going to come out next year for the Oscars, but no.
It won those awards, people.
So, yeah. I hope this will be a good movie.
Plus, again, don't forget the world's going to end on December 21st, so we need to get it out there now whilst we still have a chance.
It's really,
it's coming out in
really
November,
not.
so plenty of time.
Yep, plenty of time there.
That's good. So
you won't be able to wreck it, Ralph, though.
Fuck you.
That's true. The world will end, and none of us will have seen Wreck-It. Well, you will, but
no, Canada will have.
Canada will, because Canada.
Damn you, Canadian!
Canada's where all the important stuff happens, isn't that right?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
well, except hockey's not happening. There's a lockout.
It's
the second NHL lockout in 8 years.
Do we care?
That means something.
Yep. It means we're kind of the worst sports.
Would it be like if everybody in Britain suddenly decided that they didn't want to play soccer or football anymore?
Yeah, because this is the NHL. It would be like if the professional players suddenly decided we want more money.
Which is pretty much like, can you imagine?
Except FIFA would actually give them more money.
Yeah.
But imagine FIFA not going on.
The thing is with footballers, they get how much money does someone in hockey get paid?
I think the maximum amount of money is for a salary per year is $10 million.
Oh, so you're limited. They're limited, are they?
Yeah, there's a salary cap.
Oh, there's no salary cap in FIFA.
No. Oh. There are people who are paid millions of dollars per week.
Yeah.
Week.
But I think Manchester United is like the most valuable sports team in the entire world.
If only that money was used for something actually worthwhile.
Like my jetpack.
Like, we could actually probably afford decent microphones for that.
Yeah. The NFL is actually doing something really shady. They're doing like Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and they're selling merchandise that's all pink and all that stuff, and only 5% of the money that's earned is going towards cancer.
That's bad.
No, not bad.
Bad NHL. Bad.
Very bad.
Very bad.
National Football League.
Oh, NFL. Bad NFL.
There's an N and there's another combination of letters.
To be honest, I would expect that from the NFL for some reason.
Mm.
That's my perception of it. Like, yeah, that checks out. That's shady, but I can.
Well, they don't even want to pay real refs. Well, they were forced to, basically.
I do like the way that
it's field goal.
That the ref who was in this whole controversy got fired from
the lingerie football league.
Yeah, for being incompetent, which is hilarious.
Which says a lot about him, to be honest.
Oh, you guys care so much about your sports. The sports don't even care about themselves.
Sports.
Bloody sports. Right, okay.
Movies podcast?
Let's move on to the next section here.
Stop.
Stop.
Get out the house.
What's that, Aaron? Aaron, what's that?
Scene, but I didn't really get a flow going with it.
Aaron, I'm going to play a song from Persona now. What do you say to that?
You have to give us something.
I will.
He's down for. He wants the song from Persona.
He needs it.
Do you need it, Aaron? Aaron, do you want it? Aaron, how much do you want this song?
That was an amazing scene, but I didn't really get a flow going with it.
Aaron, I'm gonna get you your flow right now, Aaron.
You inside me.
Now I face up, I hold up, I reach out to the true on the rising sea, or the whole moment,
One, two, three, four. We're going to talk about Liverpool. It's a film in place. It is not set in space. There is travel through time, and I am Rhyme. Hey guys, that was the little break
MC
there.
toothpaste kisses there.
That's the little break. I am White, and this is the Screen Pubcast. The Screen Pubs podcast. We are now going to have a little bit of spoiler sport about Looper. So I hope you've all seen Looper by now. What?
That was an amazing scene.
Thank you.
But I didn't really...
No, Aaron, I developed a brilliant flow there. I really got a flow. So, yeah.
No, you have to give us something.
I can try. So, Looper, everybody, we did that review. It's already on the site as we speak. And yeah, me and Kevin talked about it. We thought it was alright. Bits of it were...
I liked it more than you.
He likes it more than me because he's got a brain. And
It processes stuff. It's awesome.
It's a pretty cool, yeah, but it's a Canadian brain.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
It works differently to other brains.
It does. It's
Powered by maple syrup.
suffering from an overdose of Nickelback, unfortunately.
He thinks Awkward is a good show.
You do think Awkward is a good show?
Awkward is a terrific show.
I'm going to try that, don't worry.
So I thought it was okay, but Callum has just seen it, so just briefly sum
Literally
up.
2 hours ago.
Literally sum up what you thought about it. Go.
I thought it was really good. Really, really good. Has a set of fantastic performances from pretty much everybody. It's got an amazing concept, very well told. But I do think, the more I think about it, and especially the ending, the more that it kind of falls apart.
I think any time travel movie where it ends with a paradox becomes more and more complicated to suss out.
They specifically make it worse on themselves in by having that sequence in the middle. I should probably stress now, we are going to start spoiling it.
We're going to spoil the whole thing.
It's spoiler sport, so
yeah.
Here we go. So yeah.
I gathered the big twist of the twist of who the child is and what. Yeah, of who the Rainmaker is and what was going to happen that would cause him to be evil. That halfway through the movie, before he revealed it.
It was really obvious, but I don't think that detracted from it because it didn't. It kind of you knew it was obvious, and they all knew it was obvious, but it was all because the inevitability of it was a big part of it, and that you did kind of know it was happening.
Just the twist is obvious.
That stuff was sold really well because of how good that kid is.
That kid is great.
Yeah, that kid was amazing.
And that bit where he gets the temper thing and goes crazy is great.
I'd like to know.
And then the scene afterwards where he's talking to Emily Blunt's character and he's like, I'm sorry, Mommy. It was completely heartbreaking.
It really was. It was.
The ending of the movie, I felt myself welling up when he actually starts referring to his mummy. Where he actually fully refers to his mum for the entire time. That actually had me well. But I would like to note here, in the screening I had, not particularly big amount, but regardless, I probably would have enjoyed far more if there weren't people randomly snickering every 5 minutes over every little thing. Usually when it goes quiet, and especially when they did the slow-mo scenes of the kid, raging out, when they focus on his face.
Yeah.
Every time that happened, some assholes in the audience would start doing stifling after. Yeah, and I wanted to turn around and I wanted to deck them so hard.
I can see that that sort of audience interaction stuff is sort of ruins some movies sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not just that bit, but it's the fact that they kept this for some reason every 5 or so minutes.
Still funny.
Yeah, they're talking. No, not just that. Even before that, even near the beginning of the movie, they'd still laugh. They'd be laugh like they're riff tracking, MST3King over it or something to themselves.
To be honest, the bit where she randomly has sex with him is pretty funny.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Why wouldn't you want to have sex with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
That's true. Aaron, what do you think about Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Does he like giving off? He's got a good flow going.
I didn't want a monster like you inside me.
Aaron on Joseph Gordon-Levitt, everybody. I'm going to put that in quotes. I didn't want a monster like you inside of me. Aaron Bishop, 2012, on Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
You can post that in his GQ article about just Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, one of these days, that's going to happen. Whenever Aaron's new crazy magical thing, because he's working hard getting stuff together. When that takes off, we will have created this to bring him all down. Basically.
I hope whenever this podcast goes online, someone listens to it and goes up to Aaron on the street and says, "I don't want a monster like you inside me."
That's the dream. If we ever get big,
fly.
if we ever get big, we want that. That's what we want. We want that to be his catchphrase.
People come up to him and go, "Bitch, get out of the house."
So, because I don't actually think Aaron's going to listen to the whole thing. He's just going to check that the audio works at the beginning. So, if once you're listening on screen right now, please all send him a PM saying, "I don't want a monster." Wait, what was it? It was actually. I'll let Aaron tell you.
Inside me.
Hold on. Aaron will tell you in a second.
I didn't want a monster like you inside me.
So yeah, that
Post it on a T-shirt.
on a T-shirt to his inbox, anything on his Twitter, on our Twitters, on all Twitters, and then
It's just going to be like the episode Blank from Doctor Who. Just have that. Put it on DVD extras. It says, "I don't want a monster like you inside me." It's right in the middle of a movie that Aaron is watching.
For some reason, I want "bitch get out of the house" to become a thing. Like, just like have that shout to him if he ever needs to if anybody's ever trying to throw him out of a bar or something.
So yes, Looper. We're talking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt and being inside Aaron or something. I don't know.
Bitch, get out the house.
So the scene in Looper where she goes, "Bitch, get out the house," and the kid goes crazy for the first time is pretty good. Like, that kid really is amazing. But
that kid, it was a kid that was able to be smart. It was like a smart kid in a movie that I didn't want to punch in the face, which is an amazing achievement.
And the way he kind of liked Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and she was really protective, but he didn't like his mum and stuff. That could be really poorly handled, and you could just think, this is a load of bullshit. I don't care about any of these characters. What are they talking about? But they handled it well.
It was the acting. The acting sold it, and also the material wrote it as well, because it kind of, especially lines or whatever, kind of avoided going to ridiculous cliches of things like. And yes, occasionally they said things like, "I don't want you going anywhere near my son," but they didn't like say any overly wrought lines like, I don't know, I sort of like, "You're too mysterious." That's it. It didn't feel like a cliche. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It felt honest.
Yeah. It's as though the movie is really well written by a really good writer, like Ryan Johnson.
Him too.
Yeah, that helps too. Yeah, what did you think of? Like that one scene where I think it was Jesse, the person who worked for Jeff Daniels' character. Was it Abe?
Abe.
Yeah,
Abe.
When he goes into the house and then the kid falls down the stairs and then bad stuff starts happening. What did you think of that?
That was.
But I thought that was amazingly well shot.
I thought it was
really effective. Like the special effects that they were using to like lift all the chairs and furniture up onto the ceiling was really well done.
It didn't look fake at all.
Yeah, and then he just starts ripping apart. That was so gross when that was happening in the theater.
Oh, that really was. So, I thought, I don't know, I like so you have the beginning bit where it's all just like, all just like setting up the world, and you don't even see future Joe. I thought that was quite kind of slow. I didn't actually start really caring until you met the kid. Because
I really like the beginning. Like I think the whole setup is really well done and kind of explains things really well.
So do I, but I found it clinical. I found it cold. I didn't start actually having any kind of emotional hook until I met the kid.
The film is kind of cold, and it's very like singular inside. Like these are all selfish characters that we're seeing. These are all bad people, and then you get the heart with the character with Emily Blunt and the child.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the things I loved about the movie is the fact that everybody's doing things in the movie, but pretty much for entirely selfish reasons.
Yeah.
Like, Joe's trying to murder, Joe's trying to murder himself, not to close the loop, whatever, but because he wants her to go. And of course, Joe's future self is there simply so he can get his wife back, and he's going around murdering children for only to get his wife back, and that's it.
Yeah, and he's still the same selfish character, even as an old. He's still.
Despite his desperate attempts to try and say otherwise.
Yeah, he's still a wiser person, but he's still just as selfish as his younger self.
Exactly. No, I thought the whole old and young Joe character stuff was really well handled. The only part I felt it fell apart was the ending. It didn't come together and it didn't need to go the direction it went. It could have handled it in just a far more simpler way, and that would have been just as good.
I do like the scene where Joseph Gordon-Levitt's like out on the outskirts, and he sees that Bruce Willis is about to take a shot, and then it cuts away to Emily Blunt's character getting killed, the child running off, and then on the train.
I liked that.
I thought that was really well done. And I think even though the ending is, you can break it apart really easily, I do think it does fulfill the whole idea of the loop.
No, it would have if it didn't have the montage in the middle where it showed how old Joe came about. If you didn't know that old Joe came from when Joe originally successfully closed his own loop, then you would have known that old Joe, this always happened. This has happened many times before. This is how it was always gone. Which, again, then you think...
Now, I get what you're saying now. I actually totally get, otherwise, it's essentially just a movie that's being born out of a paradox, because otherwise, how did the kids...
It also depends on what type of time travel you're thinking about, whether it's a singular, it is the same event happening again and again, or whether it's actually an alternate timeline, and whether you actually believe that in time travel.
Can we stop, because my brain is exploding, and this is a load of nonsense, because that's why the ending falls down, because regardless of how they would have handled it, your brain would have just gone, when you start to think about it in terms of logic...
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that happens with every time travel movie.
Yeah, but I will
you need to work really hard. You need to put so much ridiculous thought into your movie and spend probably decades or whatever obsessing over it if you're going to create a time travel movie that completely makes sense and holds up. And even then, you might not be so lucky, because the slightest thing brings it down. My big question is, how would the child's mother have been murdered, if older Joe wasn't there to kill her? If older Joe went off living his life,
I think it would imply that it would have been, it could have been a vagrant, because she shoots like the vagrant that wanders onto her property, and he can't talk. It could have been killed. She could have been killed that way.
No, I don't think it implied that she was killed.
I think that was a possibility of how she.
I think the implication is that if nothing happened, he would have grown up to be that thing. He would have grown up to be the Rainmaker. If Joe kills him, he would have grown up to be the Rainmaker. But the fact that she met Joe and brought the two closer together, brought the son and the mother closer together, that's what saved them. I think that was the implication there. Because if Joe had never met the mom in the first place, they would still be distant as mother and son.
Yeah. Do you think Sid created time travel? Because they obviously show him it's the scene of taking apart at night, where he's taking apart all the fire trucks and he's creating the signal thing. They're obviously making him out to be very, very smart. So you have to wonder, did Sid create time travel?
That would make sense, which would also explain, because the fact, of course, in the future he's evil. That would also explain why he's immediately outlawed.
He was the one who was basically closing all the loops. He was cleaning up all the gang stuff, because he was a one-man army. It doesn't make sense for him to create time travel for all these other gangsters if he was just going to be the one tearing it all down.
My big thing, this is the thought that immediately came into my head, even as the movie was ending, my thought is, if Joe kills himself in the present, then how does older Joe murder all of Jeff Daniels, fellow guards in that, for the finale? How does that work? Or have they just sort of disappeared?
Well, they didn't show it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
sequel.
There won't be a sequel. I just think logically,
I would like a TV show. Like I said that before, I would still like Looper.
Definitely.
A TV show.
Yeah,
it would work really well.
It'd be very interesting.
I like this stuff with China too. Jeff Daniels' character is you should go to China, but I want to go to France.
I liked everywhere.
You should go to China.
And then he goes to China.
Yeah, I liked everything with Jeff Daniels.
To go to China because Ryan Johnson really likes French New Wave films in France.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of? I can't remember his name, or if he even has a name, but that kid who was hunting Joe.
The Gat guy.
The Gat guy, yeah. I loved him. I actually felt for him and didn't want him to die. And then when he found Joe again, I was like, yeah, you do that. I know you're against the main protagonist, but you're a cool guy.
He's been in Ryan Johnson's previous films. He was in Brick. He was the Kingpin in Brick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really good.
Yeah, no, he's good. That's some good writing.
My opinion is that up until like the last 5-10 minutes, when the problems with time travel start pile up, I thought it was a fantastic movie. Not like 5-star worthy, but definitely like 4-star because it's fantastically well acted, especially Bruce Willis, who seems to turn in one of the best performances in years.
Well, it's not even his best performance of the year, so.
Well, from Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, he's better in Moonrise Kingdom.
I haven't seen that yet. Well,
but he's better is because Bruce Willis in action films are usually just you get Bruce Willis because he's Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis is not really his typical.
Whereas here he's playing a character.
Yeah, because Bruce Willis
being himself.
You may have forgotten this, but Bruce Willis can act. I don't know. All the years have gone by. May have removed that.
Action movies.
Yeah, but he can act. It's the thing he does, and he does it well.
It's brilliantly active. The effects are fantastic. Again, the
did
premise.
Did you think
and
the scene with Paul Dano's older self? Did you find that scene extremely disturbing when he's in the street and his body starts completely disappearing?
Yeah.
Yes. It made no sense, but I did find it disturbing.
Yeah,
they're cutting off his body parts so that he would not have them in the future because they're gone in the present.
Yeah. Also, it works out in the future, because I think the idea there is that in the future they keep him tied down until it's time to send him back. I think that's the idea there. Instead of that they take off his body parts there and that, but then they sort of just keep him there, alive on life support mount until the future, where they will then send him back to that place to murder him, to get killed again.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's supposed to work. Again, it's the effects are brilliant. The concept and the whole thing about it is insanely cool and really interesting. And also, I love the way the movie was shot. I thought it was amazingly shot, especially notice there with the camera with lots of the artificial lights when Joe's laying with the is it a prostitute? No, but when you're laying there, and there's lights back. Yeah, and there's all these lights in the background that have and it feels like when you shoot lights on a mobile phone camera or whatever, and it leaves these
flares.
Flares across the street. I thought that looked
it's the cinematography. How they shoot it. It's how the light refracts inside the lens.
Yeah, I know that. I thought the movie looked amazing. It was really well acted, but again, I think and it seemed really exciting, and it was really exciting at parts. And I also like the fact that it was kind of advertised as this big sci-fi action movie, and then spends 40 minutes on a farm letting you get to know the characters.
I know lots of people that really didn't like that found that really distracting and really.
Yeah, I know. I went with my dad, and he did say that he thought the movie was too long, and I can pretty much guarantee the party will have thought that it's dragging on was when they spent that time on the farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that was See, I like that, and I did like that. And also, I really liked the quandary of having older Joe have to go around killing children, and not only actually pulling the trigger on such an idea, but also making it mean something. It's not the idea of killing children isn't just there to shock; it has a genuine purpose to the plot. It's tackling again way too deep.
It still is genuinely shocking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's shocking, but again, it means something to the plot instead of just here's a child, shoot him. Now we mean business. But yeah, again, the final 5 minutes kind of just make the movie entirely fall apart logic-wise.
And also emotionally, because the movie is so good that you're like, yeah, but when it happened, you're just like, oh, I guess that was it. There was no moment where you think it makes you cry or it makes you go, yeah, or any of that. It just ended. It just deflated.
Yeah, I understand the concept of doing the paradox, the idea that then Joe becomes selfless. That he becomes, instead of just looking out for himself, he realizes the only way he can change it if he then gives his life. That's the concept, and that's cool. But the problem is it then leaves so many. Yeah. It's on paper it works, but then again in the movie, the concept works, but it leaves so many actual plot holes for the rest of the film that it kind of. It makes which is a shame because again it's the perfect way to show that Joe's changed as a character. So it's the only sort of way he can fix his arc, but it just doesn't work for the rest of the movie, and it makes it kind of fall apart. Which is a shame because again, up until the last 5 minutes, I was really, really liking Lope. It was like a very high 4 stars, but then the end, I'm now approaching between a low 4 and a high 3. It's kind of because again, it really falls apart at the ending. I am asking too many questions to myself that I can't seem to answer.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's good, and it's never bad, but it's just a bit disappointing because it does build up so much potential during the film that when it just peters out at the end, you're like, oh.
I will say this, that I did like the first hour and 35 to 40 minutes enough for me to still slot this on my 10 best films of the year list. But whereas before, like up till near the finale, it was like heading to the top 5. Now it's at number 9, essentially, like ahead of Abraham Lincoln.
I think you just have to just pull yourself away from the endings and just kind of say, you know what, this movie is still exceptionally well done and really good for the amount of time.
Given time,
before it.
Given time,
and you can't let the ending just bring you down.
Yeah, given time away from it, and I'm sure if I come back and watch it with fresh eyes, then I will be. Because again, also this was most excited to watch the movie since the Avengers. I'm sure given time and multiple rewatchings and that, I will come to see it as a fantastic movie in and of itself. But for now, all I can think of is the ending, and it's kind of dragging me down slightly.
It's not that bad. It's not Mass Effect 3. It's just a bit.
No, I like Mass Effect 3 ending.
No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. But it's not like it takes a dump over everything you loved about the film and makes it worthless. All it does is just peter out and go.
Whilst I understand your comments on Mass Effect 3 here, Matt, whilst I disagree with your comment, I do understand what you mean, and it doesn't make the rest of the film retroactively bad. It just kind of deflates the whole experience.
Exactly.
It's still a fantastic movie. It's still a great movie, Matt, but it's one that I need time away from the ending to be able to once again fully appreciate.
Yeah.
Again, but can I just how much longer is it going to be before we have Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a genuine star?
I think he is. I think it's
but in that sort of way,
mainstream star.
Yeah, mainstream, where you'll have you could find housewives or whatever swooning over him or whatever.
I think never, because I think his film choices are deliberately more. I think he's being selective. I think he's avoiding that.
You say
being a bit more
selective. You say Dark Knight Rises is selective.
Yeah, because it's got Chris Nolan's name on it, and he's gone.
I still think he'll be a big star. I think.
Oh yeah,
obviously, I want him to be the next Tom Hanks. That's who I want him to be. Not just career-wise, but just general personality and acting-wise. I love Tom Hanks, and I hope that Joseph Gordon-Levitt has this sort of career, career success.
I lied, by the way, when I said he was being selective. He was Cobra Commander in G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
Well, everybody's got to start somewhere.
No, that wasn't where he started.
He started in a commercial when he was 3.
I meant Treasure Planet.
Yeah, Angels in the Outfield.
Also, I'd like to hear, I have a friend at college who is genuinely looking forward to the second G.I. Joe movie and got genuinely angry when they pulled it at the last minute and rescheduled it till March next year.
I was angry about that too because I was looking forward to the movie.
But genuinely or ironic.
Trailer. And I was just
I know, it's
to
a
be
great
dumb
trailer.
fun again.
Yeah. It looks like big dumb fun, but but at the same time, I have this feeling in the back of my head it'll be those movies that are bad, but they're good anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
absolutely. I just saw one of those movies.
That's what I think the new G.I. Joe looks like. But again, whilst I wasn't angry, this guy was genuinely physically angry. He got all shouty and sweary, nearly punched the computer.
Do you know who's in G.I. Joe 2?
Bruce
Willis.
The RZA is in G.I. Joe 2.
Yes, I have another friend who was not at all interested, because we saw the trailer was attached to Mission Impossible back at the start of the year. I had a friend who was sat there, wasn't interested in the trailer in the slightest, until Bruce Willis came on, and then she was like, okay, now I have to see this movie. Which I think still says a lot about Bruce Willis as Paul.
And that's going to be a movie that's just Bruce Willis being Bruce Willis.
With
I
Dwayne
don't-
Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, star of The Tooth Fairy.
And some
I love
WWE
Dwayne. I
studios.
love Dwayne Johnson. He's awesome.
He is amazing.
He is
He's
awesome.
providing
The Rock is amazing.
service.
Super charismatic and charming.
The Rock is amazing.
I like how likable The Rock is in all of his films, even when he's kind
Yeah.
of playing a villain. There is
Even
some
in Southland Tales.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, Dwayne Johnson. I can get behind this.
Even
That's-
when I
that's
think
a
it's
good
douche in the other guys, he's still a guy you want to hang out with.
Oh no, him and Samuel Jackson in The Other Guys is
Well, I mean,
it's so perfect.
yeah. They make it so you literally cannot imagine anyone else playing those roles in that movie.
I think my favorite thing about the way they're introduced is one of those genius bits of writing is when they're asked about, so what are you going to do about the damage to all the city? And then he just goes, I guess we'll just leave that to New York City, the greatest city on earth. And then all the crowd just goes.
Wait, was that one with Rock, or was that Samuel Jackson does that bit again? Because if it's a Rock, then that could be another one of those stealth wrestling puns.
I think that was The Rock. No,
Yeah,
Samuel Jackson.
You know when wrestlers go for cheap pop by just shouting out the name of the city and getting.
Yeah, that was it. That they just did a cheap shout out the name of the city and get away with loads of damage. Oh, the other guy.
I love the other guy.
What is actually? Let me talk about the other guys for a second. Now, why the fuck did they have the pimp plotline in that, and all the thing with everyone's attracted to Will Ferrell? Because that was a really funny film, and then they just went on to really dumb plot lines.
Yeah, The Other Guys is an okay film. I think the second half. Well, I love the beginning of that movie, but once like Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell actually started investigating stuff,
It goes way downhill. Yeah.
It goes in the opposite direction of Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Hot Fuzz starts off and then just gets better when the investigating gets starting. This is it's better when they're not doing actual investigating.
It does have that great line from the two wannabe Samuel Jackson and The Rock, where they arrest the guy. He's like, I hope you like prison food and penis.
I liked. I think the element I liked the most about The Other Guys was Michael Keaton working at Bed Bath & Beyond to get his gay son to college.
That was a good touch. And
I think Mark Wahlberg, decent dramatic actor, amazing comic actor.
yeah, he's Marky Mark. Motherfucker knows how to be funny.
Yeah. Even people who don't like Seth MacFarlane must admit Mark Wahlberg can be funny in Ted.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go see, or I'm gonna watch Ted when it comes out on DVD.
Dude, so it's very funny. It's very, very funny. Again, you need to like Seth MacFarlane's brand of humor to truly get it, though.
I don't really like his humor anymore, but I'm still willing to give it a chance.
Also, make sure you reacquaint yourself with Flash Gordon.
Okay. But also, we're forgetting the most important movie we have not talked about in this podcast.
Ever? Oh, hold on. The Avengers.
Which is Treasure
Planet!
Has someone seen Treasure Planet?
What? Sorry?
Have you seen
Sorry,
Treasure
Aaron?
Planet?
I watched the first 20 minutes of Treasure Planet yesterday, and then I got caught up doing something else. And I didn't get to watch the rest of it.
Shut the fuck up.
However,
are you
I have
Shut up. Are you saying there is something more important on this earth than fucking watching Treasure Planet? Are you telling me this? Because I don't believe you.
Yeah. Sad to say.
So, shall we make it homework for next podcast to all watch Treasure Planet again and just spend 3 hours waxing how amazing it is with staff members and actors?
No, because I think we'll like Aaron will try to have serious discussions about horror films in October. Just like, well, I think that the way Saw has handled its plot has been really misrepresented because you kind of see it as a torture porn thing, where actually it had this giant mystery conspiracy, which is what the fans were really Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet.
Or just message each other
But
saying
the
Treasure
real
Planet.
tragedy of this entire horror movie business is the fact that Treasure
Planet
Planet bombs.
No, I'm more excited for the bit when Aaron's trying to talk to Stacey Wee, and he's going on like about something important, and then then you also suddenly hear another Aaron talk about some kind of monster.
No way! You have to give us something.
What's their mind?
Oh god, you have to.
And we'll be sat here in hysterics about everyone else will be there like, what the hell's going on?
You have to expand this. You have to expand
Yes.
this.
Get a full repertoire.
Once
That is
Aaron
your
puts up
goal
the
for the
next
next week.
podcast, then yes.
Yeah,
I will.
how does Treasure Planet hold up in light of Treasure Planet?
I actually have seen Treasure Planet in like the past 6 months.
Yeah?
That movie it was definitely made in the early 2000s.
Oh,
like
that out.
Pop.
like there's a joke about there's an alien on there who only speaks in fart noises.
Oh yeah, 2002.
Yes,
And David
wacky
goes like,
alien
"Go
comedies.
Dilbert, go Dilbert." Does that?
Wow.
And of course, and don't forget for Wacky Robot as well, because we were still all riding the crest of Robin Williams for Genie and Aladdin.
Yep.
I still love Treasure Planet. Do you know what I can't wait for though? Hopefully doing this podcast again in like 10 years time and getting to the news segment and finding out they're doing a remake of Treasure Planet. So that we can all go, oh fuck.
As I said, that's not possible because fucking, oh my god, breaking news, Blade Runner 2 is happening.
Yeah, that's been known for a long time.
Apparently it's happening, like there's news on screen now.
Yeah, that's
Now you know it's news.
I just saw it, that was my genuine reaction.
No, Ridley Scott said, yeah, I'll probably do that after Prometheus or Prometheus 2. He said that all the time.
Is Damon Lindelof writing Blade Runner 2?
Yes.
No, it's the original writers from Blade Runner are writing it again.
So this one will make sense.
Blade Runner 2 will definitely feature a female protagonist, apparently.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm
down for that. Again,
more
more strong women.
Yeah.
Yes, more
But
strong characters.
from the Prometheus, there's like an Easter egg in there that makes it sound like the Alien universe is the same universe as Blade Runner.
But
Because
it's not.
Peter Wayland was apparently he was a protege of the villain, and not the villain, Tyrell from Blade Runner. He was the mentor of Peter Wayland.
Yeah.
I'll believe this when I see Ash turn up in Blade Runner 2.
I don't think there's any need to connect those two universes. It's pointless.
But Damon Lindelof
Treasure
laughs.
Planet.
it's got nothing
What's
to
the
do.
Broadway scene there? Treasure Planet.
This is Xenomorph in Treasure Planet.
Could you have sounded any camper?
Kevin, I think we're all thinking this. Please sing your Treasure Planet song.
Treasure Planet.
Has to have more words than that. Go.
Yeah, that's a...
Treasure Planet 2. Next year.
Go on, Jack. Pick up raps on the spot.
I'm banning you from singing. What? I have to
I
make.
am gonna Kickstarter Treasure Planet 2.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get Joseph Gordon-Levitt back to play Jim?
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
Dude would do that for scale. That's how much he loves Treasure Planet. He doesn't give a fuck.
He'd do it for peanuts.
Exactly. That's what scale is, basically. Nah. So yes.
We're
Treasure-
just killing time here, aren't we?
No. We're trying to talk about Treasure Planet. So, is Treasure Planet? Should I go and watch that? Yes or no?
Yeah. No, you mean yes or yes?
Yeah, it's still a pretty good movie. It's flawed, but it's still pretty fun.
That's good. That's good to know that Treasure Planet still holds up after. Because how many films made between 2000 and 2003 really hold up?
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, Leo and Stitch is great. Yeah.
But that was a
Oh,
pretty.
we're talking about the whole of 2001 to 2003. Like old movies or just animated ones?
Well, no. Well, there were many good films in that, but like that was a pretty dark time. Like Men in Black 2.
Well, that was shit to begin with.
Well,
Do
yeah.
you remember when Johnny Knoxville tried to have a movie career?
No.
Walk the Line.
Was that 2004?
I don't know. I don't have Chrome open.
No, if I remember, it was 2006.
Ghostbuster Billy.
Yeah. So.
No, Aaron, that's the 80s, not 2003.
I believe we have broken Aaron.
So yeah, that basically does that. Whatever happened at
Well,
the
28
end.
days later. 28 days later still holds up.
No, I know there are films, but just like the early 2000s were a weird time. Like Agent Cody Banks.
Agent Cody Banks 2.
Agent Cody Banks 2. Home on the Range.
Oh, God.
What?
Don't me why, you motherfucker.
Okay, we need to stop this now
We
because
should stop. We're just killing time.
no, we're not. We are just talking about Aaron's robotic monsters inside us.
Yeah.
So
We need to save that for next week.
we
Did
do. We do. So yeah, I hope
Probably
you
fuck up his mind.
shut up, everybody. I'm trying to wrap up. So yeah, I hope people enjoyed this little thing here. This was kind of having to do it without. It turns out without Aaron, we're nothing. But we had him in spirit, and we had to.
So you need an American. You can't just have the British and the Canadians. It doesn't work otherwise.
You can't have Commonwealth people just have a podcast.
That's what I'm calling this the Commonwealth. I'm finding the Commonwealth anthem.
Okay.
And
The
I'm making
Commonwealth
that
episode.
thing. Exactly, we have a Commonwealth, and we talked about films and we talked about news. I'm going to call this a success.
We even
Yeah.
talked about TV shows.
Yeah. Revolution, don't watch it. J.J. Abrams, stop putting your name on everything.
Watch it when it gets good.
Why does J.J. Abrams still be allowed to put his name on everything?
Because
he has,
apparently there are still
There's
people.
like 5 different shows in development with his name.
What the fuck? When are we allowed to say that J.J. Abrams is actually not very good? When can we admit it? When is a good J.J. Abrams show the exception rather than the perceived rule? Because he hasn't had a good show since.
Wasn't Alias good until like season 5?
It was Alias was yeah. Fringe had good, amazing bits, and then it threw it away. I'm personally.
You realize the internet's going to burn you for saying that, right?
Season 4 of Fringe made the worst plot decision of all time, and because season 4 of Fringe did some fucking terrible time travel because they just erased a character from existence, and then all the characters now had different backstories, and nothing from seasons 1 to 3 had actually happened.
Wait,
It's like they were trying to
Rory's
ensnare
in
new viewers.
Fringe?
Yeah, exactly. But no, but they erased everything, so none of the characters were actually the characters you knew from what
It's
season.
like they're trying to ensnare new viewers or something.
They didn't work.
Well, duh.
Oh,
Who jumps into a complex sci-fi show 4 seasons in?
no, they watched seasons 1 to 3. That's what they do.
Precisely.
That's what I did. And then the ending of season 3, I was like, the fuck did you just do? The fuck did you do? Oh, come on, guy.
I barely made it through half the pilot.
Yeah, the pilot's I remember the first time I tried to watch the pilot. That's not safe for work. I'm not going to repeat that story. So
Yeah, I hope Aaron's having fun at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Aaron. How are you enjoying that Firefly panel, you bastard?
Motherfucker.
Shut up. No one's
Yes, hanging around our people.
Did it.
We're so directionless without our
Fucking
leader.
done with the academy.
Right.
Hello,
Right,
Trevor.
Damn it, he's at Comic Con. I want to be at
Get out
Comic
the house.
Con.
All right, Callum, you have
That was
5
an
words.
amazing scene,
Five
but
five.
like, I didn't really get a flow going with it.
Shut up, Aaron. 5 parting
No
words.
way! You have to give us something.
All right, fine. Fuck off, Aaron. Callum, 5 parting words. Go.
Fuck you, Aaron. Something.
Go, Kevin.
Thanks for hosting and thanks for being the substitute host. You did a good job.
That's 12 words.
Whatever.
Canadians don't care about us.
I really like Persona 4. Goodbye.